The goal-scoring prowess of Erling Haaland has set him on pace to become one of the greatest goal scorers in football history. We'll take a look at Erling's early career in Norway, and how he struggled to get off the mark, some of the big moves that chart his development as a player, and run through the stats that show his rise to dominance. But just how good is Haaland actually? And was it always the case for the Norwegian giant? How does he compare to other goal-scoring greats? And ultimately, will Haaland become the greatest goal scorer of all time? The UK-born striker started off his footballing career in Norway, but had to battle through some struggles early in his career. Despite being the son of former Norwegian great Alfie Haaland, Erling showed some confidence issues getting off the mark for his first club before his 16th birthday in the second tier of Norwegian professional football due to his physical maturity. However, it may be hard to believe that he failed to score for the rest of his first season after playing a total of 420 minutes. During 2016, Haaland also played a total of 17 matches for Norway under-16s, but he also had a rough time in front of goal, scoring only on one occasion. Despite the underwhelming goal return, the then Molde manager and Manchester United legend Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saw Erling's potential and gave him his chance in the first tier of Norwegian football. Yet again, he failed to return Solskjaer's faith in him, as Erling only managed one more goal in his first season at Molde over a total of 385 minutes. The reason for the slow start could have been down to maturity and tactical naivety, as it was well known that he was already physically capable of playing against fully grown men at a young age. Remarkably, it took Haaland an entire year from his debut at Molde for him to explode onto the scene. Just before his 18th birthday, Erling smashed 4 goals past then-league leaders Brann, which must have grabbed the attention of major European clubs. Offers became too good for Molde, and at the end of 2018, the powerful striker signed for the Red Bull Salzburg club based in the Austrian Bundesliga. Not long after the move, Haaland went viral on social media with an incredible 9-goal haul against Honduras while playing for the Norwegian under-20s team. It seemed like a move to a team playing in the highest competition in European football. The Champions League really gave him the confidence to destroy opposition in youth football. Amazingly, the Norwegian made the step up to the Champions League with a hat-trick in his first ever game against Genk. Even more impressively, he had scored 2 more hat-tricks in the Austrian league before that. Goals against Liverpool and Napoli meant his stay in Austria would not last long. This was a long way from his early scoring woes at Brann, Norway under-16s, and to start at Molde, so it was clear he was destined for bigger things. After a meager 1,600 total minutes played in Austria, Haaland became part of the exciting young dynamic Borussia Dortmund team, where he didn't need much time to adapt. Signing in January 2020, Erling bagged a hat-trick in his first league game against Augsburg and scored 7 in his opening 3 games in Germany. His overall tally for the club was 86 goals in 89 games, which was only really overshadowed at the time by German champions Bayern Munich Polish striker Robert Lewandowski. Dortmund failed to win the league during Erling's 2.5 seasons at the club, as Bayern Munich continued their dominance. However, destroying opposition defenses in the Champions League became Erling Haaland's trademark, scoring 15 goals in 13 games during his time in Germany. This sort of acceleration in returns and production in the hardest club competition was highly valued by Manchester City, who had come close for several years but failed to win it. So, after brushing off some frustrating injuries in the 2021-22 season, a dream move to the English Premier League came true for Erling just before his 22nd birthday. Again, the left-footed number 9 needed no time to adapt to his new surroundings in the country where he grew up, scoring an incredible 52 goals in 53 games in all competitions during the 2022-23 campaign. Furthermore, he showed no fear in the biggest competition in club football, with 12 goals in 11 games in the Champions League, which finally won it for the unstoppable Manchester City team. The final win against Inter Milan capped off a treble-winning season, only the second team to do that after Manchester United. Haaland was clearly the missing piece that Manchester City needed to finish off so many possessions that were the trademark of Pep Guardiola's teams. His record by the age of 23 years old is only comparable to a handful of football greats, and now an obvious talking point after achieving everything at club level. So now, let's get into a bit more detail on how he compares to other strikers, and whether or not Erling Haaland will end up as the greatest goal scorer scorer of all time after his career is over. Direct comparisons are never easy given a player's playing style or position, but some of the obvious names in modern football are Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe in terms of goal returns over their careers. Interestingly, by the age of 23 years old, Neymar actually sits on top of the list for goals for club and country with 252. Mbappe is in second place with 225 goals by age 23. Haaland hit 211 goals for all his clubs in Norway, while Leo Messi is in fourth place with 186 goals, and Cristiano Ronaldo had 127. Comparing all these marksmen in the same Champions League setting, we can get a better idea of their returns versus each other. Haaland's rate of goals in the Champions League sees him eclipse other goal scorers with a goal every 70 minutes, which has never been seen before. Other players come close to Erling's production if you include goal involvements with assists, but in terms of pure scorers, his record is tough to beat over that many games. A more general look at comparing Haaland's goals to Kylian Mbappe is per 90 minutes rates since the 2019-20 season for their respective clubs. This shows the Norwegian slightly tipping the French striker with 1.06 to 0.97 goals per 90 minutes in just league play. Erling has done that in slightly less shots per 90 minutes as well, with Kylian taking almost one more shot per 90 minutes than his goal-scoring rival during this time. Looking at even more advanced stats like expected goals per 90 minutes, a stat that judges the percentage chance of a shot being a goal from where and how it was performed, Haaland takes that too, with 0.94 expected goals per 90 minutes to Mbappe's 0.87 over the same time period. This shows that he just eclipses the French talent in many key goal-scoring stats and could potentially have even more goals due to where and how he's taking his shots from on the pitch. Be sure to hit subscribe and like the video if you want to see more in-depth breakdowns of phenomenal talents and fascinating football stories. Taking this all into consideration, Erling Haaland may not have the record for goals scored by 23-year-olds, but that could be due to his slow start at club level and lack of international games by that age. If we take a look at advanced stats, we can see that the Norwegian is on track to maintain high levels with his goal tallies in the hardest club competition in the Champions League. Also, his advanced statistics prove his rate of scoring and shot quality are the best for his era. So, just how good is Erling Haaland actually, and will he become the greatest goal scorer of all time? It seems that only injury could stop him reaching the coveted 1,000 goal mark, making him one of the few players to do it in football history. If he remains active and playing at the highest level, it is possible to see him going on to take the crown for himself. The Norwegian striker will surely go on to become the leader in goals scored over an entire career in professional football. That good.